Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing something strange. You don't have to go anywhere. No school, no office, no notifications, no deadlines, no meetings, no alarm clock screaming at you from across the room. You open your eyes, look at the sky, and ask yourself a question that sounds almost impossible today. What do I feel like doing? For almost all of human history, this wasn't a fantasy. This was normal life. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans lived without jobs, salaries, resumes, or retirement plans. Nobody asked, what do you do for a living? Because there was no such thing. And yet somehow, our ancestors survived, raised families, created art, explored the world, and built the foundation for everything we have today. So what exactly did humans do all day before work existed? The answer might completely change how you think about human life. Most people imagine ancient humans constantly struggling, running from predators, hunting giant animals, fighting for survival every second of every day. But that's largely a modern myth. If survival was truly a non-stop emergency, humans would never have had time to create paintings, music, jewelry, stories, and culture. Yet they did. And they started doing it far earlier than most people realize. Let's rewind tens of thousands of years. The sun begins rising over a vast landscape. There's no city noise, no traffic, no glowing screens, just wind, birds, and the sounds of people waking up around a fire. The first thing you notice is that nobody seems to be in a hurry. There is work to do, but nobody is racing against a clock. Because clocks don't exist. Your group already knows where food can be found. They know where animals usually travel. They know which plants are safe and which ones can kill you. This knowledge has been passed down for generations. After a simple meal, small groups begin deciding what they want to do. Some people head out to search for food, others stay behind. A few repair tools, some watch children, others simply talk. And this is where modern people often get surprised. Ancient humans spent a huge amount of time socializing. Not because they were lazy, because relationships were survival. Today, if you're hungry, you go to a store. Back then, if you were hungry, your survival often depended on other people. The stronger your friendships, the safer your future. Being liked wasn't just nice. It could save your life. So people invested heavily in conversation, cooperation, and community. Hours could pass with nothing more exciting happening than storytelling and laughter. And surprisingly, that wasn't wasted time. Those conversations taught skills, shared knowledge, solved conflicts, strengthened trust. In many ways, talking was one of the most important survival tools humans ever developed. Now, eventually, some members of the group might leave to search for food. Notice something important. I didn't say hunt. That's because hunting wasn't always the main event. Many ancient humans got a large portion of their food from gathering. Fruits, nuts, seeds, roots, honey, shellfish, whatever the environment provided. Gathering was often more reliable than hunting. A berry bush rarely runs away. A deer does. When hunting did happen, it looked very different from what movies show. There were no dramatic action scenes, no heroic charges, no epic battles. Success usually came from patience, tracking, observation, endurance. Humans possess a strange ability that most animals don't. We can keep moving for an incredibly long time. Our ancestors used this advantage in remarkable ways. Sometimes they simply followed prey until the animal became exhausted. Not because humans were faster, because humans could keep going longer. Imagine jogging under the hot sun for hours while your target becomes increasingly tired. It sounds unbelievable. Yet this strategy helped humans become one of the most successful species on Earth. But hunting wasn't an everyday event. Many days passed without any major hunt at all, which raises another question. If people weren't constantly hunting and gathering, what were they doing? The archaeological evidence gives us clues. Across the world, researchers have discovered objects that serve almost no survival purpose. Carefully carved ornaments, decorated tools, shell necklaces, ancient pigments, paintings hidden deep inside caves. Think about that for a moment. Someone spent valuable time creating beauty, not because they needed to, because they wanted to. That tells us something important about human nature. Even when survival was difficult, humans searched for meaning. Creativity wasn't an extra feature added later. It's part of who we are. Long before cities existed, people were artists. Long before schools existed, people were teachers. Long before governments existed, people were storytellers. As the day continues, children run around the camp. Unlike modern childhood, there are no classrooms, yet learning happens constantly. Every activity becomes a lesson. Watching adults make tools teaches craftsmanship. Following tracks teaches observation. Listening to stories teaches culture. Playing games teaches coordination and teamwork. Children learn by participating in life itself. And strangely enough, many scientists believe this may be one of the most effective learning systems humans ever developed. Then comes something modern society often struggles with: downtime. Real downtime. Not scrolling, not multitasking, not consuming content, simply existing. People sat and watched the world. They rested. They observed nature. They talked. They thought. To us, this can sound unproductive. To them, it was normal. Because productivity wasn't the purpose of life. Living was. As evening approaches, everyone slowly returns. Food is shared. Stories begin. The fire grows brighter as darkness spreads across the landscape. And now the most important part of the day begins. Nighttime. Around that fire, something magical happens. The practical conversations fade away. Nobody is discussing where berries were found. Nobody is debating tool repairs. Instead, people tell stories. Stories about ancestors. Stories about mysterious creatures. Stories about the stars above them. Stories about things nobody could see. This is where imagination thrives. Many researchers believe these nightly gatherings helped shape human culture itself. Around fires like these, myths were born. Traditions were created. Ideas spread across generations. The fire wasn't just providing warmth, it was creating civilization one conversation at a time. And eventually, people fall asleep beneath the stars. No emails waiting tomorrow. No performance reviews, no quarterly targets, just another sunrise and another day. But then everything changes. Around 10,000 years ago, humans begin farming. At first, it seems like a brilliant idea. Grow food in one place, stay near your crops, feed more people. And it works. Population explodes. Villages become towns. Towns become cities. Civilization begins. But there's a trade-off. Farming requires constant attention. Fields must be planted, watered, protected, harvested, stored. Suddenly, there's always more work to do. The freedom of the old lifestyle begins disappearing. As populations grow, societies become more complex. Specialized roles emerge, then professions, then careers, then jobs. Eventually, we create a world where most people spend a huge portion of their lives working, a world our ancient ancestors would barely recognize. Now, don't misunderstand. Modern life has incredible advantages: medicine, technology, comfort, safety, opportunities our ancestors could never imagine. But sometimes it's worth remembering something important. For most of human history, people measured wealth differently. Not by money, not by status, not by productivity, but by time. Time with family, time with friends, time to create, time to tell stories, time to simply exist. And maybe that's why ancient cave paintings still feel so powerful today. Because they remind us that beneath all our technology and modern systems, we're still the same species. The same humans who once sat around a fire under the stars, wondering about the world, creating stories, making art, and trying to figure out what to do tomorrow. The biggest difference isn't who we are, it's how we spend our time.